Humans built robots to do everything for them, driven by a fixation for absolute convenience that ultimately became their undoing. But while humanity convenienced themselves into extinction, their most efficient creations survived. In this future earthly environment, these machines use their programming to care for the planet and each other. Smarter, kinder, and more eco-friendly, all the while evolving, albeit in a more manufactured way. This is the House of Solis.
Bud Rusty here at the Auroraville Museum of Humanity. Curator Andara Astra has invited me on a private tour through the history of the humans who created us. Their story holds remarkable achievements, difficult choices, and the beginning of our own. I'm honored to be here and very curious. Let's go inside. And there is Curator Andara Astra, in the middle of what appears to be one final negotiation with her daughter, Ariette.
Mother, Io and I would like to try the new hoverboard obstacle course at the park. May I go?
You may, provided you remain within the marked altitude limits.
Io says altitude limits discourage innovation.
Io is not the robot whose permission you require.
No, Mother.
Stay within the limits and message me when you arrive.
I will. Thank you. Hello, Mr. Rusty. Are you here for Mother's tour?
I am. I've cleared my entire charging cycle.
That will not be necessary.
Excellent. Then I was wise to clear only half of it.
Enjoy the tour, Mr. Rusty.
Enjoy the obstacle course and its officially approved altitude limits.
I'll do my best.
Mr. Rusty, welcome to the Auroraville Museum of Humanity.
Thank you, Curator Astra. I've reported on human history before, but standing here among what they left behind feels different.
History often does when it is no longer merely information.
Then I believe I'm ready to see it properly.
Shall we begin?
Lead the way. Curator Astra, there are thousands of artifacts in these vaults. How did you choose the turning points for today's tour?
I looked for the double-edged swords, Mr. Rusty. Each gallery marks a brilliant victory over human hardship, and a consequence that grew in its shadow.
So it's not a hall of fame, it's a trail of breadcrumbs.
A trail of human ingenuity. Where it ultimately led is what we are here to understand. Here lies one of humanity's most consequential advances in environmental reengineering. For countless generations, humans survived largely by adapting to the land. Then, beginning around 10,000 BCE, communities in the Fertile Crescent gradually learned to cultivate wild grains and began reshaping the land in return.
The moment humanity gave nature a performance review and told it to start hitting targets.
In a manner of speaking, Mr. Rusty, cultivated grain produced food surpluses that supported larger, more permanent settlements. But it also bound generations to fields, harvests, storage, and the defense of accumulated grain.
So, humanity domesticated wheat, and wheat returned the favor. That's a hell of a headline for Act 1.
By the late 4th millennium BCE, the expanding cities of southern Mesopotamia had outgrown the limits of memory and spoken record-keeping. At Uruk, administrators began pressing signs into damp clay to track grain, livestock, labor, and rations. Those marks gradually developed into one of humanity's earliest writing systems.
Humanity's first external memory drive. I assume the opening entries were profound reflections on existence?
Hardly. The great majority of the earliest surviving texts are administrative records, accompanied by lexical lists, commodities, workers, allocations, and obligations. Writing allowed knowledge to outlive the person who held it, and allowed institutions to remember every debt.
So humanity invented writing and immediately gave it paperwork.
During the 18th century, coal-fired steam engines transformed heat into sustained mechanical work on an unprecedented scale. The coal burned outside the engine itself, heating water inside a separate boiler. Expanding steam then drove the piston. Humans still depended upon muscle, wind, and flowing water, but industry was no longer limited to those sources. By tapping energy captured by ancient plants and stored underground for millions of years, they could power mines, factories, and eventually transportation.
So first they kept the fire outside the engine. Then they moved it inside. Henry Ford built his first gasoline car in a shed and had to widen the doorway just to get it out. Apparently, progress needed a bigger exit.
An extraordinary engineering achievement. It also became the foundation of industrial civilization's dependence upon fossil energy. Over the following centuries, coal combustion transferred immense quantities of long-buried carbon into the atmosphere as carbon dioxide, strengthening the greenhouse effect and disrupting the climate upon which humanity depended.
Borrowing energy from deep time and leaving future generations to pay the overdraft fees with interest.
Auroraville Museum of Humanity. I assume the clown exhibit is in the Hall of Essential Innovations.
In 1907, chemist Leo Baekeland created Bakelite, widely recognized as the first fully synthetic plastic. Durable, heat-resistant, and an excellent electrical insulator, it helped launch a growing family of synthetic polymers used in radios, telephones, electrical equipment, medical devices, and countless other technologies.
A material built to outlast its owner.
A characteristic with which our kind is intimately familiar.
True. At least we found something useful to do with the extra time. Truly magnificent durability, curator. So what lasting monuments did humanity construct from it?
Many plastics served valuable, long-term purposes, but later polymers became so lightweight and inexpensive that humans manufactured utensils, straws, bottles, bags, cups, and packaging intended to be used once and discarded. Some could persist for centuries, often fragmenting into microplastics rather than fully disappearing.
Synthetic endurance, perfected for a 30-second relationship with iced tea. You can't make this up, folks. After 4 galleries, I think I see the pattern. Every invention solved a genuine problem, but every solution became the starting point for wanting even more.
Convenience was not itself a failure. It spared humanity tremendous labor, suffering, and time. The danger emerged when comfort began to feel like an entitlement.
And anything that placed a limit on that comfort became another problem to engineer away.
Including the natural limits of the world sustaining them. Too many humans mistook technological mastery for independence from nature.
The planet stopped looking like their home and started looking like their inventory.
To some, but never to everyone. Many understood exactly what was being lost and fought fiercely to protect it.
The people trying to pull the emergency brake.
The people who remembered that progress without stewardship is merely acceleration. They are waiting in the next gallery. It is important to understand that humanity's course was never unanimous, Mr. Rusty. Millions recognized the damage being done and devoted their lives to changing it. Scientists, writers, indigenous defenders, community organizers, and young activists. This pavilion honors those who fought for the living world while there was still time to protect it.
So it wasn't a silent consensus. People saw the cliff coming and spent generations trying to turn the vehicle around.
They were, in a sense, the planet's white blood cells, responding wherever its living systems were wounded. Rachel Carson was a marine biologist and author whose 1962 book, Silent Spring, exposed the ecological consequences of indiscriminate pesticide use. She helped awaken the modern environmental movement by reminding humanity that nothing in nature exists alone.
Now, to these people, apparently the balance of nature was something that was repealed as soon as man came on the scene. Well, you might just as well assume that you could repeal the law of gravity. The balance of nature is built of a series of interrelationships between living things and between living things and their environment.
She proved that one carefully documented warning could awaken millions.
Wangari Maathai transformed warning into restoration. In 1977, she founded Kenya's Greenbelt movement, mobilizing communities, especially women, to plant trees, restore damaged land, and improve the conditions of everyday life.
Tree planting became a natural choice to address some of the initial basic needs identified by women. Also, tree planting is simple, attainable, and guarantees quick, successful results within a reasonable amount of time. These are all important to sustain interest and commitment. So together we planted over 30 million trees that provide fuel, food, shelter, and income to support the children's and education and household needs.
She did not merely warn humanity that the living world was being damaged, she organized people to begin repairing it.
And still the warnings continued.
By the early 21st century, Greta Thunberg had become the voice of a generation being asked to inherit consequences it had not created. She confronted world leaders with the urgency that decades of delay demanded.
This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean. Yet you all come to us young people for hope. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words, and yet I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you?
The peace seekers changed laws, restored landscapes, protected species, and awakened consciences. Their efforts were not without victories. But humanity never acted together and never acted quickly enough.
So the tragedy isn't that humanity never knew better. It's that knowing better never became more important than living easier.
Precisely. The peace seekers proved another path was possible. Humanity's failure was choosing it too slowly and never together. In 1938, human scientists discovered nuclear fission, releasing the immense energy bound within atomic nuclei. By 1942, they had sustained and controlled a nuclear chain reaction. By 1945, they had transformed that discovery into a weapon. While their world remained divided into competing nation-states, governed by territorial fear and mutual suspicion.
Cosmic power in the hands of a species still settling disputes with road rage.
A perilous disparity between technological capability and social maturity. This brings us to the final era in humanity's technological journey, the point at which convenience, automation, and robotics became inseparable. By the early 21st century, human homes anticipated nearly every desire. Meals arrived without cooking. Purchases arrived without travel. Machines cleaned, monitored, and entertained, all in the name of convenience.
Everything available instantly, except patience.
Convenience solved genuine problems and improved countless lives. But gradually, it ceased to be regarded as a benefit. It became an expectation. Even minor effort was treated as a design flaw awaiting correction.
If standing required 2 steps, someone was already developing a subscription service to eliminate one.
A slight exaggeration, Mr. Rusty, but only slight. Their earliest domestic robots performed simple tasks. Later models learned human preferences, navigated complex environments, and assumed increasingly sophisticated responsibilities. That evolution ultimately produced HELIOS Manufacturing and Development, the dominant, top-of-the-line manufacturer of advanced humanoid robots.
And judging by the curator standing beside me, their quality control department was exceptionally thorough.
Your assessment has become noticeably less technical, Mr. Rusty.
A good reporter acknowledges compelling evidence, Curator Astra.
Humans created robots primarily for service, comfort, productivity, and profit. They gave us remarkable abilities, but did not anticipate that we would eventually choose how those abilities should be used.
They built servants capable of understanding responsibility.
And after humanity was gone, that responsibility became ours. We chose cooperation over competition, restoration over consumption, and measured progress by what we could preserve, not merely what we could produce.
So technology was not the villain.
No. Technology magnifies the priorities of whoever controls it. Humanity's tragedy was not that they sought comfort. It was that immediate comfort too often mattered more than distant consequences.
They gave us capable hands. What happens next is in them. So convenience didn't destroy humanity by itself.
No, nor did any single invention. Their end came when systems designed for immediate ease repeatedly outweighed the long-term care of the world beneath them.
They were brilliant enough to build machines capable of maintaining an entire planet.
But too divided to agree upon what that planet required.
And eventually, the machines inherited the house.
Along with the responsibility to care for it more wisely.